Good morning, Jimmy from the Anonymous program. I got a special guest today, Ryan. Say hello.
Hi.
It's good to have him aboard today. It really is. Subject today is gratitude. It should be that gratitude every day right now, with a special emphasis on the newcomer. I woke up this morning, and I know they have the rules in place now, the suggestions as far as proximity and 6 feet?
Something like that.
All right, 6 feet away. So when I ran into my my future ex-wife this morning, I says to her, I was like, take it easy, 6, 7 feet, please. And she started laughing. We were laughing. I mean, we've ironed some stuff out, me and the ex, based on what's been going on. We spoke the other day, and we both agreed that it's in the best interest of the kids that we let go of just about everything. And because of that, my kids are doing well, just to give you guys a report. And but the newcomer, well, first of all, I'm very grateful for everything today, not just my sobriety, but I'm grateful that my kids are eating today, because I lost my business over 2 weeks ago now when they put the embargo on sports. And at first it was like, oh, now what do? I got no money coming in. But apparently there's a lot of people that care about me, and my sobriety's intact. I do my service today, even though all that, I thought I lost it. I had my commitments like many of us have, and those were because of the outbreak and everything. I was no longer allowed to go to certain places, hospitals and such. And then the rooms closed, so now it's like, what do? I wake up in the morning. I'm actually so grateful that I want to do something, anything. So it's good that I have people like Ryan giving me counsel on a day-to-day basis, because I trust Ryan, and I got other brilliant guys too in the program that help steering me. While I feel like I'm like this channel, it's just a quick idea. I says to myself, can I reach somebody, anybody? And if you guys are getting anything out of it, if you want to share it, if you think it might help, please just shit against SHIT against the wall with it. I have no problem with that. But the newcomer, who's supposed to be the most important guy in the rooms that no longer exist. What do we do about the newcomer? Well, I have an idea. Let's reach out and find them. Okay, I've been spending my time stopping at the sober houses, keeping a safe distance, but there's guys that are actually ready to work the steps at some of these houses, that are going to be working the steps by phone, by simulcast, however you want to do it, starting today, because we simply just carried a message. We're not going to carry the drunk. We're going to carry the message. This is all new, a lot of this stuff. It's never happened before. I wouldn't be surprised after it all settles down. Hopefully one day it settles down, that the book has changed and there's a story now in it about the guy that just got sober, then all the rooms shut. What did he do? You know what I mean? I mean, this is why things have changed. I don't know what the original text looked like, but I'm sure it's a little bit, things have been added to it from 1940 or whatever. I'm just assuming, but I'm thinking I'm right, because the times have changed, things have happened. There's a lot of stories I noticed when we read out of the book about World War II and different things. So, all I know is I'm grateful today. I'm going to look out for the newcomer. I'm going to do double time with that over the next stretch. To get my number out there, I got people that want to be temporary sponsors to men and women they never met. I started asking the people closest to me today. If you want to be one of those people, please contact me direct. My number's on the channel. You can also send a message into comments. If you want to be on the updated call list, if you want to be a temporary sponsor, if you're a man or woman to someone you've never met, something that is needed, you can really help somebody today by doing just that, right from your seat at the house if you don't want to come out. And there's also meetings popping up, 10 people or less, safe in private, that I can't release the info over the channel. But you can contact me direct if you want to go to one of those. If you want to go to a meeting where there's actual three-dimensional people that you can talk to from a distance, in a backyard, a private setting, things like that. Very few and far between, but they're out there. But anyway, I want to hand the camera to my friend and brother in the program, Ryan, because he'd like to share too. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm an alcoholic. I don't know how to go about this so much, but when it comes to the newcomer, I was 22 when I came into the rooms, and it was kind of a brand new thing for me. I had to meet people of all different ages and gender and whatever, and work with them while being introduced to this whole new freaking book, lifestyle, all this meetings and stuff, and it was pretty nerve-wracking. But I had to just shut up and listen, because I wasn't going to start talking and running my mouth, because had no clue what the hell I was talking about, obviously. Anyway, I guess I spent years struggling, and when I got into the rooms, I did that, and I shut up, and I went to meetings, and I listened, and I read books, and I read the older book, and I've read the step book, and I raised my hand, and I shared, and I talked to people, and I got numbers, which really got me connected, because I was able to be connected when I was not in the rooms of AA or whatever program. I've been to different programs just to get some knowledge and experience in them, but now once I got to the rooms, I had to recognize my experience and my strengths by listening to people and the commonalities that they had. I mean, I picked those tools up freely as I went to the different meetings and whatnot, and I learned to use the phone. I got connected. I found a sponsor while doing all of that, and he got me connected with the steps, and the steps saved my life. Step one, I admitted to another human being that I was powerless over alcohol, and I could not be restored to sanity unless I admitted that, and I did, and therefore I continued on listening and going to meetings, and it soon got banged into my head that I was an alcoholic and an addict. And step two, I realized that there is something greater than myself that I can rely on to restore me to sanity. And for me, in the beginning, that was the rooms in itself and getting the help, that yearn to learn kind of thing, where I had to just go to meetings and rely on them. And personally, I mean, in the beginning, as clueless as I was reading horoscopes just to get the hell out of my own head, and it kind of worked. But eventually I got to the point where I deemed the sponsor, and I followed him around, and I still do. And then step three, I gave my care and will over to the care of a higher power, which of my choice, which I spent a long time dealing with. That I was confirmed and communed, and then I fell off the wagon in my early teens, where I decided to be a teenager like all the older people in my life, and I wanted to go out and learn for myself. I wanted to be a pothead, I wanted to be a hippie, I wanted to be I don't know. I wanted to get into fights. I got into fights. I grew up playing hockey, and it made me a very angry person. I got into drinking at a very young age too, through like family parties, and I drank on my own will. I took a beer right out of the cooler and whatnot, and I drank it, and I liked it. It tasted good, and I just kept doing that over the years. And once I got to my teens, like I was saying originally, that's when I gained a little more freedom, and I was able to do whatever I wanted, and that opened up my whole cabinet of drugs and everything else that I wanted to experience and do and keep doing. I didn't know I wanted to keep doing them until I did them, and then once I did them, it totally took hold of my life, and it took me for a spin of upsets and beatings and jails and institutions, and as close as death as I could have gotten. And I did that for probably like 9 or 10 or so years of my life, until I realized that I was pretty sick and tired of it, and I wanted my old life back, and I wanted to be a normal boy all over again. And it sure wasn't the exact timing as I planned or any other person would really plan, but I did what I had to do, and I dealt with that. Now that I've gotten the help, once I got into the rooms, I was able to unfold all of those things and realize where I was starting to go wrong and what character defects I had and how I could fix them and change them and re-evaluate my whole life. I made the lists on step 4. I was big at looking at myself in the mirror. I wasn't able, people say they couldn't look at themselves in the mirror, but when I looked into the mirror, I saw all of these things popping out, including my defects and all the way